Only alone in China, 30 million people died because of this one lie. In 1942, a man named Nikolai Vavilov, he died due to starvation. And the irony, he was sitting in a room surrounded by the world's largest grains and seeds. He was the genius botanist of his time, but his science was little inconvenient for the state. We often like to believe that the science is a straight line of progress, right? But history proves that it's a battlefield. From the man who developed the hygiene, from the engineer, those who are working on AI, the pattern is still same. If your discovery slows down the money and power, you will be erased. Today we are going to look into the deleted history of science, which was erased, and why it is repeating now itself. In 1847, Dr. Ignaz Semmelweis, a Hungarian physician working with the prestigious Vienna General Hospital, discovered a secret that could have saved millions of lives. He observed that doctors are carrying invisible particles that we call nowadays so-called germs, and they are carrying it from autopsies ward to birth ward. His solution was laughably simple: just wash your hand. But you know what? The medical elite don't want the truth. They want to protect their dignity. They laughed at him, they mocked him, and they tricked him into a mental asylum where he was beaten to death by the guard. In the last moment of his life, he died due to same germ he was trying to stop his entire life. It took decades to accept his truth, but in that gap, millions died. Not because science was wrong, but because people refused to listen the truth. In 1960, a geochemist named Claire Patterson, he realized that the entire planet is getting poisoned by the leaded gasoline. Mr. Patterson was the first man who calculated the age of the earth in modern era. That time, the billion-dollar gasoline industry was running on a fake news of propagandist by name Robert Kehoe or Cohe, however you want to pronounce. His job was simple. Mr. Robert's job was very simple: to spread a fake scientific news. Without any evidence, he told that lead is a natural chemical which is found in the human body. Later on, when Mr. Peterson has proved that ancient humans didn't have any lead content in their bone, the entire petroleum industry went on a war. They pressurized Caltech institution where he was doing the research to fire him. Also, they used their influence to blacklist him from the government panel. They knew that if the truth will come out, the entire billion-dollar petroleum industry will collapse. And that's why they have chosen the empire instead of the fresh air what we are breathing now. After 20 years of his exile, the scientists realized that whatever Peterson was saying was right. Lead is harmful, it is not natural, it was never found in the human body. But what is the use of all this? During these 20 years gap, million of the billion people died just because some capitalists chose money over the life. This incident brings us to the most tragic rivalry between Nikolai Vavilov and Lysenko. Nikolai was knowing that the genetic transformation takes years, but Joseph Stalin, the absolute dictator of the Soviet Union of that time, he was in a more hurry to end the Soviet famine. He introduced Mr. Trofim, who was a low-level ergonomist who rose to power not because of the science, because of the political loyalty. He claimed that genetics is a capitalist lie, and he promised that he can grow a wheat in the Siberian freezing cold temperature, and he named a fake term called vernalization, and he told that he can grow the wheat by soaking it into a water and then planting into a deep Siberian ice. Well, Mr. Nikolai has opposed this because he was the real scientist and he knows that this vernalization is not going to work out. But what happened? The same thing which happened with the other scientists who tried to stop the fake propaganda. Mr. Nikolai was also exiled for the crime he was never committed, and this fake vernalization has led to not only Soviet Union famine but also led to the Chinese famine of 1982. Only alone in China, 30 million people died because of this one lie. Think of the disaster what one ignorance can bring it to. Because whenever we choose a greedy lie over a validated, proven theory of the truth, we run against the humanity and we lose some part of the humanity every time. And this has been proven in the entire history of the scientific timeline. Now this incident brings us to the modern era. Now look at the room where the AI is being built today. The names have changed, but the Lysenko effect is still there. In 2020, Timothy Gebru, a world-leading researcher and co-lead of the Google ethical AI team, who authored a landmark paper, it warned that the large language model, the core technology behind the system like ChatGPT, were becoming too big to control and prone to dangerous bias. But in the race of $1 trillion, the truth was inconvenient, and she was asked to leave the company. She was asked to get out. Few months later, her co-lead, Margaret Mitchell, was also asked to leave. The message was very clear: if you find a flaw in the gold, either you be silenced or you have to leave. Even Geoffrey Hinton, a British-Canadian cognitive psychologist, often called the grandfather of the AI, walked away from the position in 2023 so he could speak freely about the dangers of the very thing he created. He admitted and he even regrets his life work, what he generated with the name of AI. We are setting a Keho paradigm in our world where company hire a safety team only for PR, but when that team find an emergent behavior, capabilities that creators even can't explain it, they are forced to keep silence for the next release date. We are repeating 1940 in high definition. What had happened in 1940 with Mr. Nikolai Vavilov and Mr. Peterson, same thing is happening now in the modern era scientist hall. Only the invention has changed, but the pattern is still same. If your discoveries or your words are against the $1 million empire, you will be wiped out from the history. The history shows us that truth eventually comes out, but usually after the damage is already done. After the famine, whether it is Soviet famine or Chinese famine, after the poison blood, are we going to listen, or we are going to wait for the history books to tell that we were wrong again? Whose side are you on? Are you towards the truth or towards the lie? The decision is up to you, but always remember, history repeats itself and history is taught to take the learning from them and rectify our mistakes. So thanks for watching the video till here. This is Tech Secret and my name is Aditya and I am signing off. We will meet you with another Tech Secret in my next episode.